Cue.
Okay, so this is the bush chair I showed y'all pictures of the other day on Bushcraft USA. It's a pretty small package, doesn't take up a lot of weight. The 550 cord that I keep wrapped on it is going to be my top. So all right.
Cue.
Okay. I forgot that I had found a way I liked better, so I undid the square knot and I went through I've got a loop tied on the end of each rope, so I just went through the loop, which allows me to crank it down, and then I'll lock it in here. Okay, and then this is going to go right here for my chair. So to do the chair, just unroll it. This carabiner only holds 150 pounds, but it's not holding my whole body weight. It's actually just holding the back of the chair. So that's there. This side. And pocket my stick. Set that across. Now I can raise the stick up when I sit down. Okay. All right, now if you would, Cody, kind of walk around the back of the chair. I want to show this part. See how my shoulders are free. So I'm not wrapped in it. And I'm plenty comfortable. I could actually sleep like this. But if I wanted to make it even more comfy, the easy way to do that by spreading these legs a little further. Raise this so I can lower this. And this is how you kind of get it to recline, by moving that. So now, and you can see how you can adjust the angle. So now I'm in more or less a recliner. You see how my head is plenty supported, very comfortably supported. I'm actually, this is a fat man's dream right here, very comfortable. So that's it, it's that simple. And then the fabric is a triangle. You can see it stretched out nicely now. The fabric is a triangle instead of a square. The mule tape is actually sewn into the hem all the way down around the pocket and sewn into the hem. And then the pocket is big enough that if I have to get my arm in there to get some junk out of it, like, you know, a tree bark that breaks off inside it or whatever. And that's it. It's super simple. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Okay, one last thing, and that was I was talking about overhead lighting. On the front pole, I like to leave it kind of long, and then I can just put a yoke there on a strap that I carry on my bag, and I can just carabiner my flashlight to it. And when you're sitting in the chair, well, I have to back up for you to kind of get the picture, but you can see the flashlight. And now keep in mind the chair is way forward. When I'm sitting in it, that's actually going to be shining straight into my lap. So if it's dark, I could see whatever I was working on. You know, of course I've also got a headlight, everybody does, but I just kind of like that. And then this is going to sound silly, but I've got a ping pong ball that's cut off. One side is cut off that slides onto the end of this. And with the ping pong ball on it, it turns it into an area light. I think I did a thread on that on Bushcraft USA and the Outdoors Trader both. And Easter egg, the plastic Easter eggs, they work great too. Just go for a yellow or you know, a color that's not dark to block the light, and you can just trim the Easter egg in such a way that it'll go on there as well. Pill bottles work as well, so you know there's a lot of options there. And I've even seen one guy do a balloon. He just puts a little yellow balloon that he blows up to about maybe 1.5 inches in diameter and puts it on there. So that's the overhead lighting. And then just to back up, that's the chair. And just to see the angles, a lot of people like to put these up against a tree. but I do prefer 3 sticks because it gives me the ability to change whether I want to sit up or recline. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, hi YouTube and bushcrafters. Okay, this video, now I'm doing my double nest hammock, and on my double nest hammock I have tied a series of knots down the length. I hope you can see this. I can't really see the screen, but I've tied a series of knots, and it acts like a daisy chain. It lets me shorten it or lengthen it as much as needed. And so this is actually very acceptable, doing this bush chair with your hammock, and then you just move your hammock over when you're ready to sleep to its nighttime position, if you will. I'm going to hand the camera off. Oh, what happened here? Okay, I'm going to hand the camera off. Alright, I don't tie it here, although I could, and I may just to show, but what I do is when I'm sitting down, I lift it up to knee level, and then I sit down. So because this gathers at the top, it still keeps the triangle shape, and the triangle shape still gives you all the mobility that you want. So it's actually very acceptable. You don't actually have to carry a dedicated chair like the black one in the video that we shot earlier today. And Cody, if you don't mind walking around, just kind of settle this thing in, and you can see I'm reclined. I'm thinking about just making a footrest right here, and I was thinking about putting like a little table right here. So, man, this is comfortable. Hard to get up out of one of these. They're so comfortable. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then, of course, if you had like a wool blanket, you could lay in the seat before you sat down. It'd be pretty warm on your back. The sun's shining in my eyes. It's the first day of sunshine in like a week. We actually had a freak snowstorm, and then we had days and days of rain. So it's really nice to get out in the yard. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Okay, one last segment. I don't think I'm going to do the table and footrest today. This is a child's hammock I got for $5 at Five Below. And it's not quite as comfy because it's much shorter. I think the total length of this thing is like 5 feet. I can't really see what I'm recording. But one thing I did like, somebody was talking about a pocket. So the pocket that holds the, here, I'm going to get you to film it. Alright, so this one's more like a seat. It's not as loungy, but you do have the pocket right here for your gear. And it's loungy enough. I mean, you know, your head kind of rests on all this metal, and that's not the best. But you know, this is a $5 kids hammock from a store called Five Below. And you can see the difference. If it's too short, that's actually what I want to show you, is it's better to have it a little bit longer, because if it's too short, this is maybe 3 feet from pocket to top. It really needs to be that 48 inches, the 4 feet. Because again, you know, 3 feet works for a chair. You can sit in it, and it's fine and dandy, and it's comfy for sitting. You know, it's more like a chair, not a lounge chair like the other ones that we showed you, but it's not bad. I mean, this is pretty comfy. It's a whole lot better than sitting in the dirt.